The explosive details behind Grammy-winning female rapper Cardi B's latest clapback have the rap world buzzing and political operatives scrambling for cover. The Atlantic Records artist just demolished critics questioning her tour commitment while exposing a web of connections that reaches from bot farms to her longtime rival Nicki Minaj. This hip-hop story has layers that go way deeper than your typical celebrity beef, and everything that went down in February 2026 proves it. Cardi B is crushing it on her Little Miss Drama tour right now, making history in the process. She just became the first female rapper ever to sell out 2 consecutive nights at the Kia Forum in Inglewood, California. February 15th and February 16th are now carved into hip-hop history books. But that's when things got interesting. Some people on social media started questioning whether she'd actually follow through with the entire nationwide tour. What's up everyone? Welcome back to another video. If you're new to the channel and enjoy celebrity news or the latest news out of Hollywood, then subscribe to the channel and join me on my quest to 1,000 subscribers. As always, thank you for watching. Now, let's get into it. So the timing here is crucial. Cardi gave birth to her baby boy with NFL star Stefon Diggs on November 4, 2025. We're talking about a woman who had a baby just over 3 months ago, and critics were already doubting whether she could commit to the full tour schedule. The audacity is real. Cardi didn't just respond to these doubters though, she obliterated them with facts and receipts. On February 23rd, during a break between performances, she took to X and laid out exactly why these critics needed to sit down and shut up. Her words are powerful and direct. "I perform for 2 hours and don't complain. Not only do I treat my shows like concerts, I treat them like parties and have a good time with my people. That's why I get real reviews from real attendees, whether that's my fans, celebrities, or just people that want to have a good time." This isn't just talk either. The Little Miss Drama Tour features a 37-song setlist every single night. That's 37 songs, not a typo. Critics are calling it a fully realized theatrical event with elaborate stage production that includes Cardi being suspended above the audience. The production value includes pyrotechnics and floating platforms that transform each show into something beyond a standard rap concert. The tour itself has been nearly a decade in the making for Cardi. She's hitting North American arenas through the spring, with the tour running from February 11th through April 18, 2026. That's 35 concerts total, supporting her sophomore album, Am I the Drama, which absolutely dominated when it dropped. Speaking of that album, let's talk numbers because they're staggering. Am I the Drama debuted at number 1 on the Billboard 200 with 200,000 equivalent album units in the first week. The breakdown is impressive: 88,000 pure sales, 110,000 streaming equivalent units from 145.72 million on-demand streams, and 2,000 track equivalent units. The album was RIAA certified platinum on its first day of release and later achieved 3-time platinum status, becoming the highest certified female rap album of the 2020s and the fastest album in history by a female rapper to achieve this feat. But here's where the story takes a wild turn into political territory and bot conspiracies. While Cardi was defending her tour success, a completely separate drama was unfolding involving her longtime rival, Nicki Minaj, fake social media accounts, and political advisors. This is where things get messy and complicated. On the same day Cardi was celebrating her tour success, Politico published a bombshell report about Nicki Minaj's social media activity. The report, conducted by an Israeli AI-powered disinformation detection company called Cyabra, claimed that a significant portion of engagement with Nicki's political posts came from fake accounts. The numbers are striking. Cyabra identified 18,784 fake accounts, roughly 33% of the 55,469 profiles that engaged with the 51 political posts on Nicki's X account between November 11th and December 28, 2025. That's 3 to 4 times the industry baseline for inauthentic activity, which typically runs between 7 and 10%. On December 26 alone, the company claimed that 56% of comments on Nicki's political posts came from fake accounts. You might be wondering what this has to do with Cardi B. Well, that's where political advisor Alex Brustowitz comes in. After the report was published, Brustowitz immediately called it 100% BS and started throwing around conspiracy theories. He claimed the report was biased because Cyabra has connections to Nicki's rivals in the music industry. Here's a connection Brustowitz was pushing. Cardi B's agent at United Talent Agency, Mike G, is an investor in Cyabra. Brustowitz suggested this created a conflict of interest and implied that the bot report was somehow orchestrated to damage Nicki while benefiting Cardi. The political advisor wrote that it was incredibly unethical and inappropriate to fail to disclose this relationship. This is where Cardi B got dragged into something that had absolutely nothing to do with her, and she was not having it. Her response was swift and devastating. She fired back on X. "Listen, you involved me in something that has nothing to do with me, so now we're gonna talk about the facts. Cyabra is a data company with a lot of investors like Mike G, customers like Elon Musk and Pepsi that use the company for data, and even has Mike Pompeo on the board of advisors. Cardi's point was razor sharp. If Brusewicz was going to question Mike G's connection to Cyabra, why wasn't he questioning all the other high-profile investors and customers? Why single out the one connection that could be twisted into a conspiracy theory about rival rappers? She continued, why you not mentioning all the other investors and customers and whatever else that's meant to be on your side, but you not questioning them? Instead, you want to talk about rivals. Baby, this is not 2018 anymore. I want a sold-out tour and don't give AF about none of what you and your people got going on. This response perfectly captures where Cardi is in her career right now. She's moved beyond the old beasts and dramas, focused on her success, her tour, her family, and her business. The idea that she would be involved in some elaborate bot conspiracy against Nicki is not only ridiculous, but completely unnecessary given her current level of success. Cardi wasn't done though. She made it clear that she felt Brusewicz had crossed the line by dragging her into this mess. You involved me and disturbed me for no reason. Ain't no man about to sit here and gaslight me like I'm crashing out when you should have left me alone. The racial dynamics here are important to understand. Cardi is pointing out that a white political advisor is trying to gaslight a successful black woman by manufacturing drama where none existed. She's calling out the attempt to paint her as crashing out when she's simply defending herself against baseless accusations. Mike G also responded to clear the air. He stated, my advisory role and investment in Cyabra, along with multiple other tech companies, has absolutely nothing to do with Cardi B. I invest in innovation. I represent artists. Those are separate lanes. Cardi doesn't need bots, narratives, or manufactured noise. This statement is crucial because it separates Mike G's business investments from his work representing Cardi. It's not uncommon for talent agents to have diverse investment portfolios. The suggestion that every business decision is somehow coordinated with their client's career strategies is both naive and conspiratorial. To understand how we got here, we need to look at Nicki Minaj's recent political pivot. In December 2025, Nicki appeared at Turning Point USA's America Fest convention. Nicki's political engagement continued into 2026, including an appearance at the summit on January 28th. This political shift attracted attention from both supporters and critics, setting the stage for the bot analysis that would later emerge. The Cyabra report didn't directly accuse Nicki of purchasing bots. Instead, it suggested that a coordinated campaign was operating to amplify her political content, manufacturing the appearance of broad public support during her political pivot. The company claimed to be 85% confident that more than 18,000 profiles they identified were fake. However, the controversy around the report's methodology and potential conflicts of interest has overshadowed its findings. Conservative voices have dismissed it as politically motivated, while others question whether the connections to music industry figures compromise its objectivity. What's fascinating about this entire situation is how it illuminates the intersection of entertainment, politics, and social media manipulation in 2026. We're living in an era where bot farms and artificial engagement are genuine concerns, but accusations of such activity can also be weaponized for political and personal gain. Cardi's response demonstrates her evolution as both an artist and a businesswoman. She's not getting pulled into manufactured drama or allowing others to use her name for their political games. Instead, she's focused on what matters, delivering incredible performances for her fans and building her legacy. The tour continues to break records and receive rave reviews. Guest appearances have included Glorilla, Kehlani, Tyla, and Blueface. Blueface even joked about being nervous performing with Cardi, saying her dance moves nearly made him forget the words to their Tatiana collaboration. As the Little Miss Drama Tour progresses through major cities including San Francisco, Phoenix, Houston, Dallas, Chicago, New York City, Boston, and Philadelphia before wrapping up April 18th in Atlanta, Cardi is proving that success is the best response to doubters and critics. The broader context here involves a long-standing feud between Cardi and Nicki that dates back to 2017. As Cardi's breakthrough hit Bodak Yellow rose to popularity, rumors of tension began circulating. Despite collaborating on Migos' Motorsport in December 2017, the relationship deteriorated, culminating in the infamous September 2018 Fashion Week incident where Cardi attempted to physically attack Nicki, resulting in Cardi leaving with a welt on her head. But as Cardi pointed out in her recent response, this isn't 2018 anymore. Both artists have evolved, their careers have taken different paths, and the old dynamics no longer apply. Cardi has moved into a space where she's focused on her own success rather than being reactive to perceived slights or competition. The political implications of this controversy extend beyond hip-hop beef. We're seeing how social media manipulation accusations can be used to discredit voices that don't align with certain political perspectives. The fact that an advisor immediately jumped to conspiracy theories about rival rappers orchestrating bot campaigns shows how deep partisan thinking has penetrated every aspect of our culture. Cardi's threat to sue Alex Brusewicz isn't just about defending her reputation, it's about setting boundaries about how political operatives can use celebrity names for their own purposes. When she said, And by the way, I am still gonna sue you, you wet dirty dog. She was making it clear that there are consequences for false implications and baseless accusations. The timing of all this drama is particularly interesting given that Nicki has teased her own forthcoming album, set for release on March 27, 2026. The music industry cycle continues regardless of political controversies and social media drama. Looking at Cardi's personal life adds another layer to this story. Her relationship with Stefon Diggs represents a new chapter focused on family and stability. Diggs, who plays for the New England Patriots, has been supportive of her career, and their relationship seems grounded in mutual respect and shared success. The fact that they welcomed the son together in November 2025, while Cardi was preparing for this massive tour, shows her incredible ability to balance multiple priorities. The broader lesson here is about how successful women, particularly successful Black women, navigate attempts to diminish their achievements or drag them into unnecessary conflicts. Cardi's response was masterful in its directness and clarity. She didn't get emotional or defensive. She laid out facts, called out the absurdity of the accusations, and made it clear that she's focused on her own lane. This entire situation also highlights the evolving nature of celebrity feuds in the social media age. What might have once been handled through diss tracks or interviews now plays out in real time on X, with political operatives and bot detection companies becoming part of the narrative. The complexity of these interactions reflects how intertwined entertainment, politics, and technology have become. As we wrap up this deep dive into the latest Cardi B controversy, she's currently living her best life. Her tour is breaking records, her album achieved historic success, she has a beautiful new baby with a supportive partner, and she's refusing to let anyone drag her into unnecessary drama. That's the energy we need to see more of in 2026. Success focused, boundary setting, and unbothered by the noise. The Little Miss Drama Tour continues to prove that Cardi B is exactly where she belongs, at the top of her game, making history, and serving her fans the kind of performances they deserve. Meanwhile, the political operatives and conspiracy theorists can keep playing their games while she counts her money and enjoys her sold-out shows. So if you enjoyed this, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. As always, thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.